It's fine. Hello, how are you? I hope you're good. So today I'm here to talk about my 2019 goals. So I'm gonna look at my 2019 goals video, which I think it is a prediction as to how well I've done. The fact that I don't actually remember what I set as a goal in 2019. So I'm guessing I didn't do that well. I know I failed one, for sure. Two, actually. The rest I don't remember, but we'll see. I have some fun stats, or at least fun to me. I don't know, I like getting those, and I like to record these for myself in the future to talk about how my 2019 went overall, how many books did I like, what are the reasons that I read some of them. And I also wanted to set some 2020 goals as well to do the same thing next year, but hopefully better. I'm actually really excited. It's one of my favorite videos to look back at and also film. I'm also really hopeful that 2020 is gonna be a bit better reading wise. However, I actually also learned the reason why I think I really struggled continuously reading throughout 2019, how outside of whatever was happening in my personal life, I just think there is a particular kind of trend that was going on in my reading overall that I only realized when I'm kind of reflecting upon the year, so that's fun. I have my iPad here to like look into. I'm also filming when it's dark, so I'm using the ring light, and I can't use my glasses because they reflect the light so much, but it also means that I'm half blind. So if I sit like this, that's why. Super quickly, I promise, just before we start, I want to talk about today's sponsor, which is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online community where millions of creative people gather as a community to learn and advance in their creative skills. The classes that they offer vary from filmography, productivity, bullet journaling, management, writing. There's even classes on like speed reading. Classes are very precise, to the point, quality controlled, and also include hands-on projects. And because they're short and precise, you can learn and grow on a busy schedule as well. So because of today's video, I thought I will recommend you a class that I really liked, and it is all about productivity. It is by Brian Bolt, and it's called How to Clear Your Mind and Organize Your Life. I like this in particular because it doesn't only focus on you being productive, as in like ticking off the list, but it also offers things about how to clear your mind emotionally, how to prepare to be productive, which are some of the techniques that offer like a long-term benefit rather than just like doing something or being productive for one day. And for us avid readers, if you like Sabaa Tahir and you also want to start writing in 2020 or better your writing, she obviously has the class there as well. I keep pushing it because I think we need to support our own. Skillshare is also very affordable, especially compared to in-person classes, with an annual subscription costing under $10 per month. If you do want to check it out without committing, especially with 2020 rolling in and us all having a lot of resolutions and a lot of things that we could learn, you can totally do that with the link down below in the description bar, which will give you 2 months access to the premium membership absolutely for free to try it out, to see what you can learn. So definitely click on that link and join the Skillshare community if you think that's something you'd enjoy. So thank you so much to Skillshare for sponsoring the video, and with that said, let's go on to the 2019 review. I'm actually quite 2019 has been a very rough year for me. So I'm definitely not harsh on myself for not meeting some of the goals. It's actually almost like a bloody Christmas miracle that I have read as much as I have, and I don't know what 2020 holds for me either. I have set a lot of goals, but I'm probably gonna be like just with the hopes that things go well. So I think to begin with, let's go through some numbers for 2019, and then we'll look at the video that I completely failed. So in 2019, I have read 51 books, although I have started some more and I am still reading a couple. I think my goal on Goodreads was 65, which I am fairly far away from, but I think my shortest book was Tea Dragon Society, and the longest one was one of the Harry Potters. I've reread 4 of them. I'm currently listening to another one. I just kind of do it like fairly casual, just on the side before bed kind of thing. I reread 4, and those were the only rereads of my 2019. Whenever I reread Harry Potter, it's always gonna be like the most popular book that I read, so that's Yeah, I think Axe Cop, if I'm not mistaken, was the one that was like least popular. But I thought it was more well known, but maybe it's just more of a on their website, and rather than people actually mark it on Goodreads, I feel like sometimes communities have that more. So as I said, I read 51 books, and now to break it down a little bit. So yeah, I've read one thriller, I read one historic fiction, I read 2 non-fiction books, I read 3 mangas, 4 contemporaries, 5 sci-fis, a very low number for me. I usually read way more sci-fis, 13 comic books, 21 fantasy books. So now this is what I think was discouraging for me in this year outside of my life, just within the reading. So I've separated this a little bit. So I read 28 books or comics that were like either the first in the series or like a standalone. So it's not a continuation and it's not a reread, it's like a new to me book or series or new to me author, something new basically. I went out and tried something new that I haven't tried before. And then 23 were continuations, so it's either a reread again or like I read I think 3 volumes of The Sender, so I would count that as like a continuing. Basically very simplified, ranked the books whether I like them or not, or like whether I found them disappointing or not. And 11 of the 28 new books that I tried were overall a bit disappointing to me. So that is 39%. So obviously not the best ratio, not the best percentage, and I think that made me a little bit hesitant and a bit just like, ugh, you know, here we go again. And just for reference, from the continuations, 5 of them were disappointing as well. So I had 16 out of 51 books that were disappointing. I think it's maybe 17. I forgot to add one book because it didn't show up on Goodreads for some reason. So that is approximately 30% of my overall 2019 reads that I found disappointing. I feel like that is such a high percentage. Were those reads disappointing because I gave into the hype and wanted to read something that was not necessarily something that I would pick up on my own. So then I went and sorted all of the books whether I read them due to the hype, meaning that this is somewhat a new release that has gone and gotten a little bit of buzz around BookTube, Bookstagram, or any other media. I wanted to read it because I saw many people liking it, which is like a normal thing to do, obviously. When you have a group of friends, if a lot of people are gonna say that they like this book, you want to see if you like it as well. So I read 15 books because of a hype, but only 5 of them were actually disappointing. So that was not the case. I think I just had shit luck. I just thought it was interesting, so I thought I'll include it. Now to break down my actual ratings. They don't look that bad, but 11 books, 5-star ratings. However, only 3 of those books or reads were new, so majority of them were either the continuations, which obviously I already liked the first one enough to continue, or rereads, which again, there were 4 of. Then I gave 20 books 4 stars, but again, a lot of them were comics, but I was still very surprised to see that 4 stars was actually my most common given star this year, because it definitely didn't feel like that. I had 11 3 stars, 7 2 stars, 0 1 stars, because 1 star is a very hard star to get on a Copilot scale. By the way, Copilot, I feel like it's a very old video of my rating system, and I'm making a new one just a bit more concise, and I'm also adding a spreadsheet later on, so keep an eye on for that if you like that or want to try a new system. And I DNF'd 2 books, which means I did not finish, I quit like halfway or something. But those are the main stats, and now I kind of want to see what my goals from 2000 and what year are we in? 19. Hello, how are you? Hope you're good. Goal to 65 books. Yeah, that did not happen. Number 2 is to continue on with seeking specific themes, and last year it was for LGBTQ plus perspectives in books, and this year I am going for eating disorder theme in mental health. I completely blacked out on that. I completely forgot. I have actually read quite a few for LGBT, none whatsoever for the eating disorder, so. Now goal number 3 is similar to like last time. I did I named the specific series to reread my all-time favorite and just... Oh, yeah, I really wanted to read The Name of the Wind again to check if it's still my favorite. And we did get so close to rereading that with AJ. We wanted to buddy read it, but life happened and that was like delayed and never happened in 2019. Maybe I'll read it in 2020. Another one is The Lies of Locke Lamora, and also did not read that. And I know there's another goal for me to read that with Logan and then to have like a podcast thing. That's the one goal I remembered. And we did keep bringing it up, but it just didn't happen naturally and I don't want to force it, so fail on that one. The other one is The Hero of Ages. Okay, thank God. I was thinking that literally everything that's gonna pop up and I'll be like, whoop, didn't do that. But I did read this one. So yay. Kings of the Wild. Oh. I don't even feel... Okay, so The Kings of the Wild, I technically haven't finished in 2019, but I'm like 100 pages from the end, and the only reason I didn't finish it in 2019 is because it didn't really fit any of my Magical Readathon prompt, but I will definitely finish it like relatively soon, so I'm gonna count it as a read because the majority of it is read. Let me have it, okay? I need one. 3 thriller books. Has there 3 thriller books? I think thrillers are... Okay, I read one, that was The Silent Patient, but I think maybe the Recursion could count as well because it was quite thrillery. I did go out of my way to find at least one I remember because I think remember that it was a goal back when I read The Silent Patient and then I forgot and I didn't. So... Gone into the realm of unboxings. However, I might combine some if they arrive at a similar time. I did do that. I just started unboxing some of them together, depending on when they arrive, and I also started unboxing some in the vlogs if I don't think that I can, like a separate video in a timely manner. So I did actually do okay on that one, so hooray. Now, another goal is not gonna be to make reviews because I feel like a lot of people always say that they want to make more book reviews, but I said that many times, I don't think I am the best reviewer. I don't think that... I have, however, started using my Copilot reviews like in written form and uploading them onto my Patreon, so I kinda actually did that even though I said it's not gonna be a goal. My form of a podcast. Oh, okay, so this is the podcasting. I already touched up on that. That did not happen. Let's just skip. Okay, so I think that's everything. And I think we can kind of agree that I pretty much failed on everything. But I kind of knew that already going into this, so I'm not like sad or disappointing. The year has been a shit show. Like, I am not even gonna pretend otherwise. I'm completely fine with how it went. Like, a lot of the goals that I've said I have not completed. However, I did a little bit like from here and there. And also I think I achieved some other stuff that were not in my goals to begin with. So I'm completely fine with it. It's fine. So now moving smoothly into the very last bit or last section of this, and that is to go through my 2020 goals. That is a wrong notebook, okay. So I think I have like a good couple. We'll see if I want to remove any because I wrote this a while back. Okay, so 2020 reading goals. Oh, so first of all, I suppose I should set the goal for the reading challenge, how many books I want to read. I think I'm gonna set it to 55. No, you know what? I'm gonna keep it at 65 and I'm gonna see if I struggle to achieve that in 2020, then I will lower it for 2021. Let's do that. That sounds like a plan. Goal number 2 is to start annotating books. I actually have already kind of started doing this with, what are you called? The Starless Sea, which I am reading currently. I'm really enjoying it. And I actually took a pen and I started writing in the book on the bits that I want to note. I want to just highlight or just say something funny next to it. So far I'm loving it. I don't always have a pen on hand, so I'll need to like figure out the way that I always do. But I think it just makes it so special, so personal. Obviously, I know a lot of people don't like that, but at the end of the day, it is your book. If you want to make notes and make memories in the book, go ahead. If you don't like that, go ahead, don't do that, you know? Like, it's all fine. I know some people get triggered. I think there's way worse things in life to get triggered over, so Just saying. And I really want to give it a go. I don't know if this is gonna last. I'm hoping to at least do that for the beginning of the year. I don't know if I'll enjoy it. I'll continue. If not, we'll see in 2020 wrap up. So, but I'm really enjoying it, albeit I don't always have a pen on me. Number 3 is to persevere. I made that very dramatic. To host the Owls and Newts again. I really want to keep that going. It does take a lot out of me. It does take a lot of prep and time. And second biggest reason, other than the health being the first one, second biggest reason for me not reading as much is due to hosting these readathons. I wouldn't change it for anything. I would gladly take that community over the number of books that I read, but it does take away a lot of time. Just the Winter Magical readathon prep took probably 2 weeks straight of like prep if I put everything together and like without like breaks. Obviously that's not how I set it up, but you get what I mean. But I really do want to persevere to do that, and we're going into third year, which is gonna be all about like Prisoner of Azkaban, because I'm kind of following that. So I'm very excited about it. I will probably find ways to make it less high key, but I say that, or am I too much Jean? I probably will make it even more elaborate, but we'll see how that goes. But I do want to do them again, so that is my goal number 3. Goal number 4 is to read more sci-fi. As I mentioned before, I was shocked at the number that was so low for sci-fi books. I forgot to add one. Oh, still technically I don't think I DNF'd it. It is the book Children of Time, which I didn't technically DNF it actually, never mind. But yeah, sci-fi. I need to read more sci-fi. I love sci-fi. I don't know what happened that I didn't grab onto barely any sci-fis, and some of them were just not great. Number 5 is create and use Copilot Tracker. This is the thing that I already mentioned. I'm gonna be making a separate video to introduce you guys, for those who don't know, for those who maybe forgot, for those who want to have a system, and I'm also gonna try and make and cook up a spreadsheet for us to use as well. So for myself to actually use it, so I don't have to like make a new spreadsheet like at the very end of the year and track everything there. Well, not everything, but some parts. That'd be good. So creating it is one thing, but it's for me to actually do that throughout the year. Again, we'll see at the end of 2020 if I manage that. Number 6 is read at least 25 TBR books from the shelves. I don't even remember writing that. You know what? I'm just gonna swap that to 20. But like, I do like that. I do like that challenge. I want to read at least 20 books that I already own. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Stay tuned. Oh, keep the Goodreads books I own type of tracker up to date. I haven't, so I need to redo that as well, because it's very useful to sometimes have that, especially if you have part of the books on Kindle and then you forget because it's like out of sight, out of mind, because apparently I'm a 2-year-old. I would really want to keep that up to date, which I haven't done in the second part of the year, but I would like to in 2020. The next goal, I think it would be number 8, is, again, I'm gonna name a couple of specific books that I would like to target this year as my victims. So first of all, I really need to get my ass into the Stormlight Archives fandom, because I think it's gonna be life-changing. I mean, all of my best friends love it. It's their favorite series, and there's nothing to indicate that it won't be the case for me. And I am ready. I am ready for a very good read, because I need one. So I am gonna finally go ahead and just start Stormlight and hope for the best. If I don't like it, might be shunned out of my friend group, but that's fine. We'll just gotta take that risk. So obviously I also mentioned The Name of the Wind. I'm not gonna hold myself too tightly to that, like I just really need to be in the mood to read it, so hopefully that happens. If not, that's fine too. I also have Ninth House here. I'm not too fussed about it, it's just something that I kind of want to read before I just don't do it forever. And another book that I really want to try is Red Sister. Like everyone has been saying that I would love the book, so I really want to go ahead and try it. And the last one is Eliza Locke-Lamora. We've seen that before somewhere, didn't we? But I think those are the main like focuses for me, and I think they're all adult. And the last goal for me, reading wise, is to have like a dedicated spread for a favorite book that month in my bullet journal. So it's more like, it's not quite like a scrapbook, but it would be something more like a scrapbooky page to dedicate for my favorite book, either for a previous month or this month. And because I'm starting to annotate the books, I would probably even catch some favorite quotes, which is not something that I've ever done, so that's very exciting. As for my YouTube, I just feel like I need to get in my groove. I feel like I'm getting a bit lost in some places. I don't know sometimes if my content is something that is valuable for you guys to watch. I do want to hopefully in 2020 talk more about the books than I did in 2019, obviously because I haven't read an incredibly high amount of books. There wasn't that much to talk about, but I'm so grateful for those of you who actually stuck around and still talked to me and kept me company. It actually meant more than you know for this year especially. I am starting a buddy read on Discord for my Patreons and I'm so excited for that. I actually suck at buddy reads, but it's gonna be more like a book club buddy read and we're only gonna discuss it in halves, like half book and then the other half of the book. So I think we'll manage, and hopefully this is gonna be a really, really nice type of bonding community moment because it's fairly private. Obviously it's not many of us, but if you want to join, I will link that down below as well for the Patreon page where you can find the details and whatnot. I'm very excited about that. Yeah, if there's anything in particular you would like to see from me in 2020 overall or specifically a video, please let me know down below. Obviously the book awards are coming. This month was actually hard to find winners for the nominations, which never happened before. It's gonna be my 4th year doing them as well. But the most disappointing books were a breeze to make the list because I had so many to choose from. Yeah, I'm probably gonna try and do some more mental health things and videos and catch-ups in 2020, at least a couple for sure, because actually I haven't mentioned that before, but I have started therapy as well, so there's gonna be a lot of to catch up on, my thoughts on it. It's a bit too early in the process to like talk about it now, that's why I haven't really mentioned it, but I do want to share that because I think it's something I would watch as well, especially before taking the jump to it. I think that's it. I don't know. Let me know if you want to see something. Please actually let me know. Like, it is so helpful for me to know what you guys want to see. That's it. I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.